Welcome back to the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium here in Port Elizabeth, and we have the champions, our first view of the champions of Dubai. Fiji taking on Australia. This is a Pool A encounter. Fiji with 4 debutants in Dubai last week. That's not the least impressive thing about the fact that they went all the way through, but of course they also have plenty of experience. The captain in particular, Colin Asao, playing in his 27th 7's tournament, and he has been there, done that. 49 tries for Fiji. The Australian side, the name you see at the top there, Sean McMahon, just 19 years old, but he's already played 18 7's tournaments, and he's scored 21 tries along the way, so he's obviously one for the future. And you can never write off Australia in any sporting code. They of course are wearing the canary yellow, and the champions of Dubai in the black and white. Gabani Bobo is alongside me. You would have played against both of these sides in your 7's career. What was it like?
Oh, Fiji, they just set the precedence in this year. Different tactic from them. All their kickoffs are high and they're contestable, and that way they're getting a lot of ball and they're starving the possession. Australia, in that time once I played, they were quite dominant. They have big physical runners. They're good in terms of keeping up the ball and running different angles. So bit of a conscious of styles, but the Fijians just got that edge because they just won from last weekend.
Marius Fenaveste is one of our 2 local referees this week, and he'll get matters underway. Australia playing from right to left on your screens will start the contest. So here we go. This is game number 5 on the opening day, and Australia getting the ball into Fiji territory, and the champions of Dubai looking to run it back the other way. Benito Masalevu doing some good work there. Now there's a bit of space for Pio Tuai here on the right wing. Lovely little sunny bill out of the side there. But look at the pressure being applied to Fiji from Australia. They've actually done it illegally there. And now Fiji looking for a bit of space out wide. The missed pass has brought the error from Semi Kunatani.
It's good defense from Australians, just spreading themselves across the field. And oh, missed opportunity there for Kunatani. He had the chance and he had the opportunity in the space in front of him.
He was one of the debutants from Dubai last week. Don't often see a Fijian side in any code drop the ball.
Oh, they just got sublime skills. Everything they touch seems to just work for them. They got those passes that no one else does, and just buy so much time for every player.
So here go Australia, their first carry of the ball, and it's just opening up a little bit for them. Oh, and see that clever piece of defence there. I think it was Donacio Ratumbuli there who just got the hand in and managed to loosen the ball.
Just the Fijians, I mean, they attack the space here, but Ratumbuli, they always go for that ball tackle, because they know with possession they can get back, and most of the time ball protection very key and vital, especially when you're carrying the ball security.
So the first scrums, there's some big fellas out there. Carry from Colin Asao. Good pressure still being applied here by Australia. They're really making their tackles in these opening couple of minutes and trying to keep Fiji deep in their own territory.
Fiji playing very cross and lateral across the field. No one is really taking it up and making more direct.
Here's Benito Masalevu. Suddenly he's got one-on-one here. Still available for Fiji. Not quite the precision that we saw last week in Dubai. That ball has not gone forward. It's been thrown away now, and it's taken by Greg Yeladev. Yeladev can't hang on for Australia. They just bunched all in the middle of the park now, and there's absolutely nowhere to go. So in the end, Tom Lucas had to hang on to that ball longer than he probably would have wished to. Here goes Yeladev up to the halfway line. Clean out on the side, and that was an important tackle. There are 3-on-1, but the penalty goes the way of Australia.
Now, good call there. Man not releasing. What tackled is his knee touched the ground, which means that it's a complete tackle. He has to release the ball before he can play it, and he doesn't. And Morris is all over it from the backstage and the referee.
So Australia going to set the line out through Paul Asquith, and he has missed. It's gone all the way over the try line, and that means that Fiji will have the dropout. Well, when you're not getting enough ball, as is happening with Australia, you can't afford to make an error from a penalty like that.
Well, not a penalty, but this is when he touches, knees touches the ground, doesn't release before he plays, and that's what it's called.
Another penalty for not releasing. This time has gone against Australia. Now, Fiji, although we've seen errors from them in this first half, there has been no trace of panic. And that's a clever piece of play. The Australian defender came out of the line, and now here goes Samasoni Viriviri, and he is going to score the first try for Fiji. It's been a long time coming, but it did seem to have some inevitability about it.
Oh, just the experience from the Fijians. Osea Kolisara finding Viriviri with the kick pass. Scores his 40th try in the World Series. Viriviri. The kick pass was ingenious here. Sees the space, man is out of the line. And then he comes back on his inside foot. And then after that, it's just straight chase for the try line. Viriviri scoring his 40th try in the World Series.
While you're watching that, the conversion is good, and it is Fiji who lead by 7-0. So the restart coming from Colin Asau, and there's interference in the air.
Oh, definitely dangerous play. You can't play the man in the ball in the air. And Australians do well because now they're having the lifters. They've seen the Fijian tactic of lifting up the ball so high so they can compete against it. But still, within the laws, that's the key.
So Australia, they're desperate for a little bit of concerted possession. They just haven't seen the ball in this first half. Taking it back over the 10. It's quickly available now. They've got a chance here, going through the middle. Options either side, and Paul Asquith sends it out. Taken up then by Sean McMahon, the youngster. Oh, they might have numbers here. They needed a gas man out wide, and instead it was Luke Morahan, so they'll come back for the penalty.
Oh, just a different tack from Australia. Keeping the ball very direct and very close into contact, making sure that they got numbers so they can keep and maintain the position. In that way, they're starting to build a bit of rhythm.
Luke Morahan to take. Well, it's not a knock-on, and therefore Australia able to carry on playing. Penalty to Fiji, so time running out in this first half.
Fiji doing well when they're competing on the breakdowns. They're turning over so much ball from Australia.
If Australia can stop Fiji from scoring in these last 30 seconds, they'll have a chance. But they haven't stopped them from scoring. This is try number 2, and it comes from the captain, Osea Kolinasau, as the clock winds down in the first half.
Oh, the captain reaching his 50th try, but Rattaburi does well here. That's the way they keep the ball alive in contact, that creates a space, and the captain just capitalizes on that. And it's an open runaway try. Scores his 50th try.
Yeah, it's a good way to celebrate it here in Port Elizabeth. The conversion is good, and Fiji lead at the break by 14 points to 0. You see the red-headed Ben Ryan taking the field, former England coach, former Kenya coach, now looking after Fiji. Australia are coached by Michael O'Connor.
First game, we can't do anything about that, you know that, don't you? But we made too many errors there, and they're caused by we didn't look alert enough, and we're looking to get the ball. I'm not hearing the calling and the communication, and when we're defending, we're not setting man inside. So we could have finished this game at half time, but we've got to take this game now 0-0 because we need to have more control. Pressure on.
So lots of hard work to be done by Australia in the second half.
Come on.
Well, the Fijians will follow a bit loose then. They're not really completing it. Their pass completions are not great. But what they do well is they take their opportunities every time they do get a chance. Hence they lead by 14 points to 0.
So it'll be Fiji playing from right to left on your screens in the second half. This time last week, we were privileged to see Fiji playing on 2 channels at once, playing against the Barbarians in 15-a-side and winning in Dubai.
Oh, how dominant were they in that semi-final against New Zealand. Probably the biggest scores New Zealand has ever suffered.
Yeah, in fact, that 44-0 that you're talking about, that Fiji beat New Zealand in the semi-final, is the biggest score that New Zealand have conceded since Gordon Titchings took over the coaching, and that goes back to 1994. So here go Fiji, looking for a third score that might make it too much for Australia to come back from. Heading for the corner, that's a brilliant offload under pressure, and the try is scored by Benito Maselevu.
Benito Maselevu doing great to give themselves a chance and opportunity. They just got the knack of pace and tact to get themselves in the right spaces. The support play is always key and vital, and the finish was good in the corner. 3 scores up. It's going to be difficult for Australia to come back on this one.
So that's his 12th of the season, and his teammate very is level with him after his score in the first half.
Good returns, 24 tries from 2 players on your same side. Shows you why they won the Dubai 7's.
Yes, and very much a new look Fijian side. It is one thing that Ben Ryan has mentioned, that there are so many players that could be here. So much talent on the island. Now Australia fighting back through Sean McMahon. He's a big strong boy, 96 kilos at the age of 19. He'll get bigger.
Wow, opportunity and an overlap.
A bit of pace from Yeladev. Up to the 10 they go. And turnover ball from an offside position.
Coming in from the wrong side there, but he does it purposely because he just wants to give his team time and space to react and get their lines organised.
Well, this is Jesse Parahi wearing number 2. He's come on in this second half. Australia taking it forward through Nick Malouf, who's also come on for the second half. So changes being made by the coach, but it looks like more of the same. Fiji have given away the forward pass.
Number 2.
Fiji making a change as well. Samu Sakiwa wearing number 3 is coming onto the field.
Well, those missed tackles starting to cost Australia. Good for Fiji because the completion rate in terms of their defense is working very well for them. It's all about hard work, and it's starting to pay off.
James Stannard wearing number 8 has just taken the field for Australia as well. And he takes the place of Tom Lucas. So Australia doing everything they can, clearing the bench effectively. That's a penalty for crawling. It's not. It's gone the other way.
Shannon Walker, the man who normally sparks Australia, he's just got different skills.
Shannon Walker. Stannard gives the pass to Asquith. There's just nothing happening for Australia. They're looking very flat-footed. There's a big hit coming in from Semi Kunatani. Somebody needs to straighten the line here. This is Shannon Walker. Asquith loses it backwards. A little knock on by Fiji. He's getting a bit scrappy.
Oh, definitely no rhythm at all for Australians. They're not making yards going forward. All their moves seem to be out of sync. No one is coming on a hard line that they normally do, changing different angles, attacking players, making sure they get over advantage line in that way, setting up racks and create the space on the outside. And you can see Fiji's always been dominant when he comes up against Australia, 70% winning ratio.
Actually, slightly surprised to see that Australia have won 16 times against Fiji. That's a pretty good record. Not too many teams have done that.
Oh, they had a dominant time in the 2000, 82,000 Australia, led by the man Sean McKay.
Just lost its flow this game in this second half. We're inside the last 3 minutes. Fiji. The cries you can hear from the crowd are because the Blitzbokker are in the stadium, jogging down the left-hand side of the field. And this is turnover ball for Australia. Deep inside their own 22, though. Somebody's got to find a moment of inspiration here. Farahi is sacked. Still got an opportunity here. Nowhere to go for Asquith. Does well to hang on and then gets the pass away to Stannard. Loose ball, looks like it's going to be hoovered up by Koinasau, and that's going to be the second try for him. I beg your pardon, it's actually Emosi Mulivoro.
Ben Ryan will be happy with the 4 tries. Emosi Mulivoro, what a pickup from him on the run with one hand, scooping it up with those big paws. The turnover comes over here. The kick is coming through, backing up from his tackle. Look at that pickup, just on the pounce. 4th try for Fiji.
Beautiful skills from Mulivoro. Conversion is on its way, and the conversion is good. So Fiji on their way to a very one-sided victory against Australia, and coming up very soon on your screens, South Africa will be making their tournament debut. Beaten finalists, beaten by Fiji last week, and lots on their shoulders this week, Gabani, particularly with the sad passing of Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, hosted here in the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium, the Sunflower. They have to come up, they have to show. They won it in 2008, their home tournament, but today they have to show a bit of reaction from that, what happened last week in the final.
Here you go, Australia. We're inside the last minute. It's taken by Parahi. And they might have numbers here, but somebody's got to straighten the line. That's what they're trying to do. That's well done. This is better stuff from Australia, although it's too little too late from them, taking it over the halfway line. Parahi, who's been well involved since he came on the field. They've got an extra man out wide here. Over the halfway line they go. It's now Shannon Walker. Walker's thinking he can go all the way here, and Walker is in. Shannon Walker, great piece of finishing from him.
Well, Shannon Walker gets the ball, does well. He had to stand up his man, and then just a change of pace. The handoff was already waiting there. He always spots the Australian team. It's a bit too late though for them. 4 tries to 1 at the end.
Plays for the East Tigers. Conversion is not good, and that will bring down the curtain on this Poulet encounter. An easy win in the end for Fiji, scoring 2 tries in each half, and they have won this game by 26-5. And so we will go to game number 6. We can go down to the field.
Isle, Fiji coach Ben Ryan. Ben, after last weekend, the big question mark must have been whether they could follow up and repeat the performance. They've started, haven't they?
Yeah, Australia are an excellent side. We expected a bit of a backlash from them. Thought we were a bit sluggish at the start and maybe a bit casual, but no, it's good. It's good to get going now. But every game's got to be like that. We've got to step up. It's a bit of a target on our back, and the boys, I have to keep telling them, and I'm sure their feet are on the ground. But sevens is a very fickle sport, and if you switch off for a minute, you're dead in the water. And we don't want to waste everything we did last weekend.
Yeah, first tournament win for you last weekend. What's this week been like?
I've worked them hard, to be honest with you. I think they're probably a little bit shocked at the amount of physical exercise I've made them do, because I had to keep them going and make sure that they're ready for this weekend. And that they've been great at that, and testament to the players. So, but we haven't won anything. We've won our first game. We've got 2 more in the group. Thanks.
So that